History was made yesterday as Stefan Svitko took his first ever Dakar stage win on his KTM. Can he win again? I'm very happy to win today, but there are two more hard stages in front of us. The man he's chasing is Toby Price. The Australian is the biggest lead of the race so far. Surely he's feeling in control of things now.
Doesn't matter how much time you've got, Dakar is one that you never have under control.
Yesterday, the Super Fiambala gave the bike something else to think about on the tricky dunes. After 30 Ks, I found myself face to face with Hirvonen. No matter what has happened, Paulo Gonçalves has continued to push. Adversity won't hold back the Honda. From the start, I was attacking to get back the most time possible. If I can, I'll push to the end. Today, stage 11, and at 431 Ks, it was third longest special of the Dakar. From sand to gravel, there was something for everyone. And it may have been cool at dawn, but as the sun rose, so did the temperatures. That would cause the race to stop at checkpoint 4 for safety. But that didn't affect the top runners, who all raced to the finish. We start today with the story of Paulo Gonçalves, but unfortunately not for the right reasons. Today started fast with slippery, quick trails served up to the riders. Gonçalves, starting fourth, had this fall early on, lightly damaging the right-hand side of the bike. Unfortunately, it was his second crash that was significantly more serious. At kilometre 118, the Honda rider crashed hard and was quickly attended to, first by an ambulance and then by the medical helicopter. He was airlifted to hospital. A sad end to the Dakar for Paulo Gonçalves. But the race itself continued to push on, its riders doing only what they know, moving as fast as possible over the rough terrain of the province of La Rioja. Both yesterday and today have been great days for American privateer Ian Blythe. Running as high as 6th today, the 2014 Australian Safari Dakar Challenge winner has worked his way up to running with the top men. Stefan Svitko led out the Horda bike today, the Slovakian opening the road for the first time. He's hard to miss in his bright yellow and was a beacon for riders to chase. But he still managed to defend his podium position. Despite losing 12 minutes to Antoine Mio, he's still second overall. The big loser of the day was Kevin Benavides. 3 minutes off the podium at the start, he lost time taking the wrong route after checkpoint 3. That cost him time overall, and he's lost 12 minutes on the main scrap for third. He's a top place Honda in the race. On the Yamaha side of things, Adrian van Beveren has consistently smiled his way through the Dakar, and he should be smiling. The dynamic French rookie has finished in the top 10 of stages 5 times and now sits 7th overall. His brand mate, Helder Rodriguez, was happy to get through the marathon stages after a fall on the opening part. Today, he had his best stage of the rally, in 4th, 6 minutes off the win. It may take a miracle, but he's only 20 minutes off what would be a remarkable podium. This morning, 3rd place belonged to Pablo Quintanilla. Tonight, he's back to 4th. The Chilean was second fastest for the majority of the stage, but by the end, he'd lost 2 minutes to the winner. And with it, his grip on 3rd overall. At the start, I was pushing as hard as possible until the refueling, and I was able to close the gap on the leaders. And then around kilometre 200, I had problems with my rear brake. It was really difficult to take the bike through the corners, and it was dangerous. Today was the sort of day that Dakar leader Price would have dreamed of. He gained time on his closest challengers to take his lead to 35 minutes and change. Even better, he finished second and won't open the road for tomorrow's stage. But he's not getting ahead of himself just yet.
Not yet. So I won't smell the victory until I cross the finish line on the last days.
The winner? Who else but Antoine Meo. The KTM rookie won his second stage of the rally by a scant 18 seconds over Price. and the times suggest he rode the stages alone. A very impressive day for Mayo, who plucked third overall from Quintanilla at a crucial time. It's really incredible. I caught Paulo before his crash and was a bit in his dust. It's bad for him because he's always been able to carry on, but yeah, I'm really satisfied to get third place. It's really incredible for my first year. I don't even believe it. Today was really tough for navigation. Everyone made small areas and I benefited from that. I'm really happy today. And so he should be, his second stage win just ahead of his teammate Pablo Quintanilla in third, Helder Rodriguez fourth, 6 minutes back, and Adrian Van Beveren his best result so far at the rally. Overall, Toby Price leads it by a mammoth 35 minutes over Stefan Svitko. At the moment, it's a KTM 1, 2 and 3. 1986, a day scorched in the memory of the Dakar. The day that its founder, Thierry Sabine, disappeared, along with 4 other people, in a helicopter crash in Niger. Since that day, his spirit has endured and still drives the race we see. First of all, the Dakar is a gigantic school of adventure. It's a way to expose some notions from another time, but those are crucial to me. Audacity, courage, the notion to always go forward or further for us Europeans who are frustrated with the lack of wide spaces. If I became who I am today, it's thanks to Thierry Sabine. It's been a revelation. I had things inside of me that the Dakar revealed. I owe him a lot. I would have loved to meet him. He must have been an incredible character with lots of ideas in his head. He really was a leader. He had charisma and he knew what he was doing. If we talk about the difficulty, I know about it. I designed it, and I sent you into it. When it comes to the sand, it's a part of the race. If in the Route de Rhum, the sailors have to face gigantic waves, they're not going to go and complain about it to the organizer.
Obviously, he must have been a very adventurous guy and somebody that was always keen for challenges.
For me, he was the guy in a white race suit, and it's the image of my childhood when I followed the race on TV. For me, you have to have been a crazy dreamer to come up with this. The Dakar is my life. Thanks to him, I spent the last 20 years racing it.
For me, Sabine was the guy who loved adventure.
Every sunrise on the Thierry Desert is really a reward. A day that begins with a reward is unique and worth remembering. Former Olympic and world champion ski jumper Adam Mawish finished the race 13th in 2014.
Okay, so I'm now back in the bivouac. I've had a terrible race with a fuel system playing up totally on me. Been out 3 nights in a row on the stage. My co-driver Bert Heskes and I have been working on cables, changing stuff, and the mechanics been tearing their hair trying to find out what the problem is. Maybe it was the rain in the start of the Dakar that caused the problems that finally got us. So I'm very sad to say that Dakar is over.
2 stages to go, and tomorrow is a monster, the longest stage of the Dakar. 481 kilometres of special await in the final true grueling test of the 2016 race. We've come a long way to get here. Time is almost up, but the race will keep on. Just 2 more days. The Dunas Blancas of Argentina, a place sucked dry of moisture, and for some of this year's Dakar competitors, hope. Which way do I have to go? It's very, very soft where the track is. Previously in the bikes, Toby Price took control of the rally over the course of 2 demanding stages. But he's not taking anything for granted.
Not yet. So I won't smell the victory until I cross the finish line on the last day.
Always inside the top 10, steady does it for Helder Rodriguez. But can he get a spot on the podium? The other guys are close, it's not easy, but it's possible. He'll have to beat this man though. Mayo won yesterday and sits in 3rd in his Dakar debut. I'm really satisfied to be looking at 3rd place. It's really incredible in the first year. And this man, Paulo Gonçalves, 4th right now. Can he get the Husqvarna a debut podium? I'm in the fight for the podium. I'm calm, keeping control of my emotions. Let's push to the end. And this is the man they're chasing, Stefan Svitko, holding on to 2nd place with 2 stages to go. No alterations to the route today, but a huge challenge of over 900 kilometres to Via Carlos Paz. The liaison covered about half of that in the province of San Juan, but it was only once the riders made it into Cordoba that the race would begin. And opening the road was Antoine Mio. But for the podium-placed rookie, there was a plan that was far bigger going on than flat out today. It seemed that team orders raised their head in KTM. Mucking around on the early kilometres, at kilometre 25, Mio pulled to a halt by the side of the road to wait for his teammate, Toby Price, who started 3 minutes behind, to catch up. From then on, they rode as one, Mio sacrificing his time and possible podium place to ensure that Price had backup for anything that might occur in the huge stage ahead of them. And at checkpoint 3, the plan for these two seemed to be working. It's not a strategy. Toby's leading, and we don't want anything to happen. He asked me to look after him, so I'm being the babysitter today. We've seen little of former Yamaha rider Olivier Pan this year. Now riding for his own team on a KTM, the Frenchman had his best day on the bike this year, running consistently inside the top 10. It's not been a strong year, but he seems to have finally found his feet on his new machine. Conversely, it's been a very strong year for this man, Stefan Svitko. Every time he's asked about his hopes for the Dakar, he laughs and says all he wants is to be on the podium. And that's what he has right now, but with others closing in, it was a tense day under the helmet for the Slovakian. But 4th today gave him just a little bit more breathing space. Far from following his teammate, Toby Price led the way, effectively opening the road most of the day. And in doing so, he gained time on every one of his close competitors to finish the special 2nd and almost guarantee an easy day tomorrow. Conversely, Antoine Mio lost time. With 40 k's to go, he stopped by the side of the road and lost a cumulative 15 minutes. Even his teammate Price was a little confused.
He's stopped in the track now, so maybe, I don't know if he had problems earlier this morning, and then I caught him, and then he got round, and then he's stuck with us for a bit, and then now he's stopped again. So I hope there's no engine problems or bike problems for him. So.
There were rear brake issues yesterday and front wheel problems today for Paulo Gonçalves after a crash with a tree. Somehow, at checkpoint 4, he was still leading the day, but that crash started to take its toll and he ended the day 6th, losing 15 minutes and only holding on to 3rd by the skin of his teeth. Things went well enough for local hero Kevin Benavides, better than the tricky stages yesterday, and he made up time on Mio and Quintanilla, all but matching the time of Toby Price. A podium is still there, unless a certain number 7 Yamaha comes to ruin the party. And what a day it was for Helder Rodriguez. He made up time hand over fist on the men in front of him, despite a near miss with a cow. Ending the day 7 minutes in front of Price, but most importantly, he's now within touching distance of the podium, just 1 minute and 19 seconds behind Quintanilla. It's been a great second week after hurting his shoulder early on. It was a day when I wanted to push from the very start, and from that I had a good rhythm to the end, and in doing that I got back a lot of time on the riders in front of me. I passed Mio and Toby and kept my good rhythm to the finish. It's been a really good day, and I moved up to 4th or 5th overall, and it's an important win for me and for Yamaha in this year's Dakar. So the first stage win for Helder Rodriguez, and done in some style with just 1 day to go. Toby Price though confirms his speed at the top there, 7 minutes back in second, but the fight is on for the podium. With Toby Price 37 minutes clear, Stefan Svitko has a buffer at the moment, but Quintanilla, Rodriguez and Benavides
The Dakar is a big part of my life. It's something very important. It represents a lot of pleasure, a lot of joy. There's a lot of sharing with the people I've met. It has caused a lot of grief too. The adventure of the others is an adventure.
Etienne Levine has been the director of the Dakar since 2004, and during the rally he spends a lot of time in the air, alongside Mark Comer, the new sporting director. His mission and his passion to look after the safety of all competitors.
At that point was a mud section. The first bikes with professional riders were well prepared and trained, managed to go through, but behind. After the 70th bike, competitors were less experienced and really got in trouble. So we decided to help them in order to keep a fluid race. We have to stop them sooner. We have to stop them sooner. For the car race, the situation is completely different. You're dealing with top drivers. We're not going to make their life simple. Now be ready, because we'll tell you when the first car is 10 kilometers away. We let them discover the difficulty and deal with it by themselves.
When the situation gets difficult like that, Etienne Levine can take a decision to change the route. And Mark Comer has very quickly learned that the race is much more fluid and variable than it seems from the front of the bike field.
It's a little bit physical, but that's the Dakar spirit.
On the 12th of January, the stage that looped around Belen reached a dangerous peak of temperatures. For the safety of the competitors, the decision was taken to stop the stage after CP1.
Our job is to watch over them. The biggest part of the work of the organization is to make sure that the race is going well. We want the competitors to have their adventure in good conditions. But safety is a permanent obsession.
Levine knows the Dakar enough to be there when the competitors need him. His presence often brings with it a feeling of safety in difficult times.
You have to be worried for them. They're in their own race, they're living their passion. Sometimes at one point they lose their sense of reality and they will go beyond their limits, beyond their strength. We're here to remind them that it's good to reach your limits, but it can sometimes be dangerous to go beyond them.
The Dakar, a balancing act between adventure and danger, one that Etienne Levine devotes himself to levelling.
The sand is so soft and the trucks and cars have just torn it all up. It's a real battle. So I just got through a dune section and now I've just been greeted with this sight. Oh my word. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bastard! Well, it's dark, I've still got 30k to go, and there's just this monstrous hill climb. Oh god, the bike's fallen over. And I just can't get up it. And I can't see to choose a route, and it's so soft. I'm gonna have to pick the bike up now. I think I'm done. Okay, so I phoned race control, and they say it's okay for me to sleep here and crack on again when it's daylight. I'm going to make myself a nice little bed. I've got my emergency blanket, my glow stick so I can see. I've got some food and water, so it should be quite comfortable really. See you in the morning. The sight you don't want to see in the Dakar. The sight that means it's all over. Gutted. That's my ride home.
Tomorrow will bring the final test of this year's Dakar. 180 kilometres of the 13th and ultimate special, blasting away from here in Cordoba. Tomorrow, Rosario is the destination, and the podium, the final reward.